morning. It's Monday, December 21st, day 21 of our COVID Christmas. I'm Pauline. I run the Scrapbook Room, a mobile and online scrapbook store, and I offer inspiration and friendship in the Scrapbook Playroom, a private Facebook group made for paper crafters just like you. Let's get started with today's prompt. Christmas is fast approaching. Many of us are whining about things. There's too many restrictions on gatherings. Our families can't come visit. Items we want in stores aren't available. Restaurants are limited or closed. Facebook shaming's happening. So many things to complain about. But maybe it's time for us to sit back and count our blessings. So what do you have to be thankful for this year? What good things have happened? Think about it. Make a list. Write them down. Once you get a list, one thing may stand out as something you could do on a scrapbook page or journal. For me, though I've whined about missing travels and staying home and all that stuff, I can count numerous blessings. We had some great weekends at cottages last. I started an online scrapbook store, and our private Facebook group, the Scrapbook Playroom, is working out really well. Our daughter brought her new baby into our bubble when COVID started, and so we've seen him grow to be 1 year old already. Today we'll be going to his very first official birthday party. I learned about natural yeast from sourdough bread. Fascinating. I read all of the Canada Reads contender books before Canada Reads was aired and the finalists chosen. And there's more, but you get the idea. So make your list. Big or small. Maybe you learned to do something or finally finished a quilt. Maybe you just enjoyed the outdoors. Choose a photo or two to accompany your list, or just put the photo and let it tell the story. The choice is yours. All you have to do is find something good. And I'll be right back with today's tips. Today's tips are about making more space for your photos. I'm going to give you 3 ideas for how to do it. Of course, you could add another page to your album by taking the album apart and slipping it in. But you could also simply make a tip-in page. This is especially good if you have a book that you just can't add another page to. So to make a tip-in, you cut the page to any size you want, up to the size of your page. I've cut a page that's the same size as my page. I'm adding a tip into my bigger album to create a new page, and I've cut a page already to the size of the pages. You'll recall I wanted to add more pages to this book, so I am going to let this page work as an added page. You can add it inside next to the spine like this, or you could add it on the outside so that the page flips open like this. In my case, I'm going to put it on this side. So as I said, I cut it to size. I can see my edges here. I can see where my little hinge is going to fit, and that is going to work. I've taken the liberty to put some score tape on ahead of time. Oh yes, I also wanted the stars next to the deer. I think that matches well. So the yellow will be up here. So I've taken the liberty of putting score tape on ahead of time. And I'll just quickly tear that off. I've also mitered the corners just a wee bit so that they'll fit better. I've added 3 pieces of score tape just to give extra security because this is a scrapbook page and I don't want it moving around. Now I am going to start on my edges here because that's where I want the page to end up. I don't care so much about the inside. It's there that I want to be in place. So once I do that, press down, and there we go, and my page is added. Now, I could, if I wanted to, cover this page with another piece of paper like this so that you didn't even see that, but I think that works perfectly fine. So that is how I'm leaving it, and that is a tip-in page. The next page I want to show you is a waterfall page, and I'm showing you this in the small journal. So we're going to skip over to here. Now, because of the size of this being 6 by 6, if I want to fill the whole page, I would make the first page for my waterfall to measure 5.5 by 4.25 inches wide. So there it sits. The next one would be 5¼ inches tall. The next one 5 inches, and the final one 4 3/4, going down 1/4 inch each time, which is going to leave me 1/4 inch in my waterfalls. I've also taken the liberty here to slightly miter the corners, and I've put score tape on. Now in this book I only want to do 2 waterfalls, so I'm only going to attach 2, but I will let you see how that works. So what's going to happen, you score each page on the 1/2 inch mark, miter the corner, put some tape. Your first page will go like this. Your next one will butt right up to that right there. Can you see how that's happening? So that it flips open. When you're all done, your pages will be here with your little folds. Now, on this particular page, I'm going to show you my mini album page while we're at it. I found this little strip, and I liked the red along with the brown, just to bring a little color to the page. So I am going to stick that in like so. Now you will notice this was out of a 6x6 album. There is a little hole in it, but I am okay with that because I have a way to cover that. So I slip this to the bottom of the page like so. And there we go. Now I'm going to want my first page. Here's my 2 that I have stored. So I want the first one to butt right up to this paper. And I will go. Actually, I'm not butting. I'm overlapping a bit. I need to make sure I have a 1/2 inch at the top there. So there we go. And this one. Now, normally I would probably work downward, but because I wanted to fill that space at the bottom, and hopefully you can see here, I'm just slipping that right in there. We're right lined up and perfect. And there is my waterfall. Now what I wanted to do here, I had my stickers from my sheet, and I think these work perfectly for the topic we were talking about. So I think what I'll do is put some of these. So we will do, let's put that $sign in the middle. And I think the fork and knife works great. We'll put one of those there. And the shopping cart can go there. I think I need a present here. And I think I've said before, I don't like 4. It's got to be 3 or 5. So let's do, how about a candy cane right there? And there we go, my little embellishment. And I've went ahead and made a number. Now the other thing I could do is use this number as the tuck spot to keep the pages in place. So I will put some tape just down the one side, and I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to put another piece that's overlapping that one just to give a little more stability. Since I'm doing this fairly quickly, so if you do have questions, please ask. So what I'm doing here is putting that right on the edge. Don't really want it hanging off my page much. So we are going to do that. And now that number can also keep my pages in place. I may even end up trimming that circle because I just really don't like it hanging off the page. So I think in this case, I am going to do this. We still get the idea that it's a circle, the same as the other ones. I've got a few more word phrases, and I think I will add some of these little things. And how about to do down here? And if we want to tie it in together, let's put Christmas party up here. So there we go. And you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 places for photos on this page. Now this one you could again take your mat, cover that if you wanted. I am going to leave it. I'll put the word important there, bring it together, and we will put notes up here. Now it doesn't matter if the recipient, I guess I should let you see. So here we've got little things, Christmas party to do, notes, and important. And the pages can tuck in here to stay closed. That page is done with a perfect waterfall. Now the last one I want to show you is a tri-fold page. And I will show you that as a sample in my album here. And let's just see what page we can use here. Let's just go on here, even though it's not the most perfect. So this is a super easy way to add several more photo spots to your page. You can even leave the back open to slide tags in here. I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I cut it to 7 inches tall, scored it at 4-inch, 8-inch, so it made it 3 tri-fold. And there we go, and it's ready to put on a page. Now in my book, I could go over to the edge, still keep my little pocket here, or I could put it in the middle and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots for photos. And as I said, if we leave it open on the end, you can tuck in there. You could round your corners. To hold it closed, you might want to use a magnet if you have one. If you don't have a magnet, a circle can sometimes work like this, although I don't like how that interrupts the other page turning. This works best with just a double fold page. With the tri-fold, you could simply use a decorative clip like so to hold it closed. The tiny little clips like that, or a colored paper clip. Any one of those will do. So look for decorative clips just for that purpose. So I think that gives you more than enough to work with for today. You might especially want to add these pages on Christmas Day when you're most likely to take more photos, but use them anytime you want. I hope there's something you find valuable for other projects in the future as well. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.